definition of depth of field. That area in front of your subject and behind your subject in which everything in between is in focus. Is it important to know how much latitude you have between it being out of focus and in focus? I've gone places as a photographer that I never would have been just being Ray Carrington. I've been at Yates High School for 17 years. We've had a program with the Museum of Fine Arts for the last 15 years. I think it's very important to let a child have a creative outlet in a structured school setting. Just to go for the basic academics all the time, I think that can be kind of tedious and boring. Picture of the man here. So we've taken something that was kind of light and bright and bringing it back down, and that's a good picture. That's a good picture. They come not knowing what photography is. We go over the basics functions of a camera, learning about f-stops, shutter speeds, sensitivity to film, how to print, using the enlarger, the chemistry associated with all of these. Those three categories of lenses are what? Wide angle, normal, the last one is telephoto, and one that encompasses 2 or 3 more of those is what we call zoom. Depth of field is something you're concerned with every time you shoot a picture. There's a direct relationship between depth of field and the lens that you're using. A wide-angle lens, that's great depth of field. When you're using a telephoto lens, that depth of field shrinks. If you're trying to take a picture of something where the background goes out of focus, you want a shallow depth of field. You are required to maintain a portfolio of your work, required to maintain a steady routine of writing about your work.
A photograph is a memory or a moment in time that has passed.
It gives me a way to express life through my eyes and my point of view.
It brings out the emotion in us, it takes out everything what we feel and sets it on in a piece of paper.
First and foremost, I want them to understand the world is a world of work. That when you say 8 o'clock, it means 8 o'clock. It doesn't mean 8:15. As a matter of fact, 7:30 is a better time for 8 o'clock. I don't want you over here trying to shoot a picture of her and you way over here. You've lost your image. I want you to set your pivot foot. This is it right here, and I got to touch her, and this is as far away as I want you to be. Pivot. What does that do? It forces you to interact with the person you're taking a picture of, because you are close. That person got to interact with you, and that person needs to know that, hey, in that 15 seconds that this person is going to take my picture, they know what they're doing, knowing how to change the f-stops and shutter speed. We started leaving the campus and walking around the community and taking photographs of people out on the street, on the steps of their homes, in stores, in restaurants, barbershops, whatever have you. My feet are not in cement in terms of you have to do this all the time, every time. If it works, it works.
A photograph to me is capturing small pieces of life and taking them wherever you like and cherishing them forever.
We take pictures of whatever we feel in that day, our emotions, and we can show the whole world how we feel at that time. We can express it.
It gives me a chance to be able to capture moments and different times and be able to look back on them, memories that I will cherish.
They'll show you some things that you've never seen before. It's beyond photography. It's their own personalities, it's their own feelings, attitudes about different things that has really surprised me. With a normal lens, you shoot this and you find your angle of coverage. Then you move inside the angle of coverage for the next thing and you piece them together. All those are individual pieces of pictures put together to make a panoramic, from curve to curve. Get up off your rusty dusties, dedicate 1 or 2 days, or when we do get a chance to go walking, you got to have that other one in your pocket. Otherwise, we done messed up 3 years. Photography is a way for me to explain and share with generations who are coming behind me. The students that I teach now, I tell them all the time about things that they've never heard of. Not only your major historical figures like your presidents and your sports figures, you take a person like a Moses Leroy who lived and was a civil rights worker in this area. You take a person like Judson Robinson, who was the first black city council person for the city of Houston. He grew up in the same neighborhood that we're in right now. If you can't do something on somebody like Edith Irby Jones, do somebody that you're around all the time. Do your mother, do your brother, do your pastor, do your across the street neighbor. So if we can't get to Edith Irby Jones, blow it off.
What I have learned from working with Mr. Carrington is how to dress, how to be more presentable, suits and ties. I learned how to make money off my photography and not just take pictures for fun.
I've learned many things such as responsibility, work ethic, how to be organized, how to make right decisions on all things, of all aspects of life.
Once they learn the tools of photography, they are very, very expressive with capturing what they want to show as a representative of what they feel about life.
You always need something to look back on. It's proof, it's history, it's memories, it's everything.
I really have to take my hat off to the Museum of Fine Arts. It's unusual for a major museum to feature a high school program like we've been featured.
Yes, I will continue to be a photographer because it has really grown on me. Mr. Carrington has grown on me. This class, the Yates High School program has grown on me. And really, I can't picture myself doing anything else but photography.
Well, I just want to thank Mr. Carrington for the 3 years that I've been in his class. I'm going to miss him, and I'm going to remember everything he taught us while we were here.
I'd like to thank Mr. Carrington for showing me all these artistic ways and how to express myself more other than drawings and other things that I couldn't do. So he's made me become what I am today.
The best advice I would have if you want to be a photographer is shoot and shoot and shoot. Wake up in the morning almost with your camera in your hand. That morning light when you come up in the morning, when you're on your way to school. And whether that is a beautiful sunrise or a gloomy day, it's only going to be there one time. Never run out of film. Never run out of the enthusiasm to want to be there to take a photograph, because that's what it's all about. Never let anybody tell you that, no, I don't have enough time. You do have time. Pull off on the side of the road. Or go places where nobody else wants to go. Stay up late at night. Be true to yourself too. Never do things that make you uncomfortable. The photographs will reflect that in the end when they start looking at the quality of your work. Shoot and shoot and shoot.